Bondi drawing criticism from both Democrats and Republicans for comments she made on Katie Miller's podcast yesterday, talking about Charlie Kirk.
There's free speech and then there's hate speech. And there is no place, especially now, especially after what happened to Charlie in our society. We will absolutely target you, go after you, if you are targeting anyone with hate speech, anything. And that's across the aisle.
The Attorney General later forced to clarify those remarks, posted on Twitter, quote, hate speech that crosses the line into threats of violence is not protected by the First Amendment. It's a crime. Free speech protects ideas, debate, even dissent, but it does not and will never protect violence. It is clear this violent rhetoric is designed to silence others from voicing conservative ideals. Of course, when people talk about hate speech, they're not necessarily talking about incitement to violence, which is a whole other category.
Right. I mean, there's hate speech around, as we know, hate crimes, right, which can lead to violence. Obviously, hate speech that can lead to violence. But what about, I don't know, hate speech around hanging the former vice president of the United States? How about hate speech or inciting violence that leads to a violent mob attacking the United States Capitol on January 6th and a police officer being killed? I mean, the hypocrisy around this is just astonishing, given that, what we seem to hear from President Trump is hate speech or mean speech or negative, anything he just doesn't like. Anyone who doesn't ask him a question that he deems inappropriate seems to be, hateful. We've seen him berate many of our CNN colleagues and others for any question he just deems is out of bounds.
Yeah.
So what's concerning here is, the U.S. Constitution is supposed to help us guide around what's hate speech in terms of any audience that we might be speaking to, not just people we don't like.
I saw a lot of conservatives on social media taking real issue with what Attorney General Bondi had to say.
Yeah, and I think that's why she had very worthwhile clarifications. Look, you can't yell fire in a movie theater. You can't yell bomb at an airport. There are consequences to those actions when they turn violent. We know that this killer was on Discord and all the chants talking to people wanting violence against Charlie Kirk. If this was aimed at another group besides conservatives, I think our tone would be a bit different. Look, I agree that there is a difference between hate speech and speech that's asking for violence or inciting people toward violence. But I think we're right now very close to that cusp and a lot of left-wing chatter, and it needs to be looked at. And by the way, the administration says they have evidence that groups are funding a lot of that. And that should be looked into.
So, Terry, our former colleague, ABC's Jonathan Karl, tried to ask President Trump about this earlier today. Take a listen.
A lot of your allies say hate speech is free speech.
We'll probably go after people like you because you treat me so unfairly. It's hate. You have a lot of hate in your heart. Maybe they'll come after ABC. Well, ABC paid me $16 million recently for a form of hate speech, right? Your company paid me $16 million for a form of hate speech. So maybe they'll have to go after you.
First of all, the notion that Jonathan Karl has a lot of hate in his heart.
He's one of the fairest and most decent people.
I don't think.
Kahala, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem Rakah Kodash, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace salutation to the Akim doing his work and true to sincerity in the four corners of the earth. All right, I want to do this lesson. Okay, going into all right, the situation that's unfolding here in Babylon. All right, and all right, Esau going and using that, killing two birds with one stone, really making this shit out to be 3, 4, 5 birds are getting killed by this one stone, and that stone was that goddamn hot lead that hit that Edomite, man. Through that action, all right, that this devil created, now he's able to create all kind of different chain effects, man. All right. And that's what the elite are always about, profiting when there's blood in the streets. All right. Establishing order out of chaos. All right. Creating the chaos. you know, with a already predetermined outcome. Okay, they already know the outcome. All right, in six different directions, four different directions. You know, after they enact whatever FF that they do. You know, so now you got the devil using that Hegelian dialectic, man. You know, because first it was the right needed to be the right and the conservatives, they needed to be censored during the Crown Royale for spreading health, misinfo and their so-called rhetoric. All right, but it was mainly so-called conservatives were mainly being, um, silenced for that Rona, man. You know, so that's on the right side. And a lot of people on the left say at that period say, yeah, they should be censored. You shouldn't be telling people not to take the juicy juice. You shouldn't be telling people the truth about the 6 feet, 6 feet here, 6 feet there. You know, and so now then they totally flipped it. All right, so now the right is saying the left needs to be censored, man. Okay, and what would be the end goal of all these back and forths, man? Everybody gonna get freaking censored, man. And this is common sense, you know. But these Americans, they don't know that, man. They don't think these motherfuckers is still uh uh stuck on that left to right paradigm, man. That left right paradigm is a motherfucker, man. That's why you can't talk to these people in the world, man, because they all bugged the hell out. You know, you might say the truth about something that that you did research on some of these politicians, but depending on who you talking to, they don't want to hear it. If you're talking about Obeezy, if you're talking about Donald T, or if you're talking about Sheila Jackson Lee, a nigga get offended, you know. But it's the damn truth. All right, they all fucking corrupt. You have to be out your goddamn mind if you think you got government officials with all this power and all this money that they get, and all the fucking lobbyists and all this fucking, even on a level of just, not being in the true knowledge of these the left hand of the elite, even just being a bunch of damn kiss asses, man. They're a bunch of damn sellouts. Government is all about kissing ass. You know? So for you to believe in that left right paradigm, man, you a damn dummy, You a useless eater just like the elite say that you are. And just like and they copied that from the Most High Power, because the Most High Power said that there'd be spirits that were born in vain, man. And it's a bunch of you Israelites that was just born in vain, man. You was born to just get a job, have some children or not have children, try to fix up your retirement and fucking drop dead. That was your whole purpose. Oh, I forgot. Take the chip and then, get punished. Eat a missile, you know? But now it's coming around full circle to where now, under this umbrella, this new umbrella, everybody needs to be censorship. All hate speech needs to be censored. You got freaking now they pretty much stopped the Jimmy Kimmel show because of a joke that he made about Captain Kirk and shit. So if they taking down one of them prominent ass you know TV personalities that's on the left that's considered safe because he's considered safe, you know, and they taking him down, how much more for you regular people, man? Just like Pam Bondi said, if you engage in hate speak, we are gonna come after you. Okay, and what is considered hate speech, man? All right, whatever this damn devil determines, man. So especially they're gonna come after this doctrine and what brothers are doing on the highways and byways, because this is definitely under their specifications. What we teach is gonna be labeled the hate speech, man. Okay, shit, we telling the so-called white man Esau that he is going into captivity, man. Okay? He is going into hardcore bondage. All right? We telling them that their kingdom is going down. Babylon is going down. The hammer of the earth is about to be cut off. You know? Babylon is Rome reincarnated, man. Okay? So that's gonna be a problem for the elite, man. They gonna see, they would already see us. They already see us as an opposition. And I'm telling you, all you gotta do is all they're gonna do is pull up some clips, you know, brothers on the highways and byways, you know, cussing out Esau, all right, cussing out his kingdom, all right, and that's all it takes, you know, because hey, we go out there and we speak the truth, man, the truth of the scriptures, all right, but we don't say that we're gonna do things our way. We don't say that we're gonna do things carnally, man. We're waiting on the Lord, all right. But that don't mean nothing, man. Esau is gonna demonize it and twist it however he sees fit, man. Okay, he got all these fucking AI shits now. And if you got regular people doing the AI and that shit look crispy, imagine if Esau's getting at it, man, and Hollywood getting at it. So they gonna have brothers on the block saying all kind of crazy shit, man. And the people gonna fucking believe it. You know? These people gonna believe it. Your mama gonna believe it. Your daddy gonna believe it. Your cousin gonna believe it. Your boss gonna believe it at the job, man. Yeah, I always knew that guy. Hey, man. You know, because they can have you saying all kind of crazy shit. You know, they gonna fix the hands on the AI. All the AI now that you put out that the amateurs do, you know, the hands be fucked up on it, so you can tell that it's AI. But Esau got some shit. You ain't gonna be able to tell this that it's AI. The only one that's gonna be able to tell is those individual people. You know, they know, man. I didn't say that shit. You know, so the demonization is coming, man. You know, it's gonna be heavy demonization, man. Heavy censorship. Now you got the right talking about censorship. You know, and they even offended they other how do you say it? You know, they other the common people that's on the right, the 6-pack crackers. Cause they saying, hold up, bitch. You know, we know that Captain Kirk took a hot one, all right, but you're not about to infringe on our hate speech. And she said that it's gonna be on both sides. So she didn't say it's just gonna be on the left. She said that it's gonna be monitored on both sides, man. So you know they got the 6-pack cracker pissed the hell off. Yeah, another person selling their house, man. People, hey, motherfuckers ain't got it. All right. But yeah, so yeah, man, censorship is about to come, man. This Mark chapter 3 and verse 24. And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. And if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand but hath an end. Okay, so scripture saying if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. And that's what you're seeing right now in Babylon, man. Nothing but division. You know, nothing but division, man. All right, between this left-right paradigm. All right, you always got Jacob and Esau. Okay. All right, you got ICE versus Israel. You know, man versus woman, and that's on all fronts. That's all races. You know, here in Babylon, the man versus the against the woman. You know, so this place is completely divided, man. Ain't nothing gonna get done. Ain't nothing gonna get fixed. Ain't gonna be no great balm to heal Babylon, man, because everybody is divided. You know, it say, and if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. Okay, so America, Babylon cannot stand. Look, see, that's hate speech. You know, you saying America can't can't stand. You know, and if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand, but hath an end. So this devil, man, has an end. The so-called white man has an end, man. This is Isaiah chapter 29 and verse 21, that make a man an offender for a word, and lay a snare for him that reproveth in the gate, and turn aside the judge for a thing of not. So that's what's coming, man, to make a man an offender for a word. Okay, mainly talking about those men, the men of the Lord, man. It's on the highways and byways, man. You know, and the stuff we teaching, that's what the elite are really afraid of. All right, the elect getting edified, man. All right, because they know that's when we're gonna the Most High gonna send His Son, man. Okay, and going into that MOTB. All right, because ain't nobody talking about the chip right now, man. Even these so-called conspiracy dudes, they slicking, they slacking, man. You conspiracy niggas is slacking, man. Your asses, y'all need to keep up. All right. And a lot of y'all are fucking sold out. A lot of these damn so-called truthers that sold the fuck out and took the bag. Either they took the bag or they fucking scared, man. That's why the truth is gonna prevail. The men of the Lord are still going out there, still active. The apostles and elders are still going out there setting the example, and ain't nothing changed. The doctrine ain't changed. All right, who the devil is haven't changed. Who Esau is hasn't changed. Who Amalek is ain't changed. Who Ham is ain't changed. The doctrine ain't changing, man. Okay? Amos chapter 8 and verse 11, behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but hearing the words of the Lord. All right? So these things are coming, man. All right? You ain't going to be hearing the words of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah out on the highways and byways. You're not going to see the YouTube going to be locked the fuck down. You know? I mean, imagine how bad, man. It was bad. It got a little bit lighter since the Crown Royale been over. But during the peak of Crown Royale, your videos was getting flagged, Jack. Even if it wasn't about the jump shot. You know, if you said anything out of turn or whatever, your shit was getting snatched up, man. Okay, and that's gonna come back around, and it's gonna come back around even worse. Through the use of using that AI and the algorithms. I mean, after a certain, they just gonna skip the flags after a while, man. You just gonna go back to your shit, and it's gonna be gone. Because you know how YouTube get down, they erase all your shit, you know, without warning. But that's all I had. I pray this lesson is edifying, and shalom.